Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. We're going to talk about our challenges for this afternoon. We have very special guest, the technical team of our mining associated companies over here. And we welcome everyone to this afternoon. My name is Camila. I'm a corporate accelerator at Nell Ventures, and I'm going to be the host of this afternoon with you. I'm going to call first and for all Claudia Diniz, which is the executive director of the Mining Hub, to be with us today, talking and explaining a little bit more about this amazing initiative that is Mining Hub. Claudia, welcome.
Hi, Camila. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. And thank you for introducing me. And it's really a pleasure for me to come and talk about Mining Hub once again to our possible startups that will come to work with us on MStart Cycle 5. So for those that never heard about myself, my name is Claudia Diniz, and I am the Executive Director of Mining Hub. So, Camila? Yes. So I will show you how Mining Hub works and why we are the first world's hub, open innovation hub of the mining sector in Brazil. We have a different way of working, and also we take open innovation as a transformation pillar of the mining sector. So Mining Hub value proposition is to be this pillar, to take the transformation to this mining sector. So how we do that, how we make it happen, we take the challenges from the mining sector, as you can see here on this drawing. We take it and we bring it inside Mining Hub, and we share with all the actors of the value chain of the sector. And then we share these values with the suppliers, the OEMs, no matter if they are partners of Mining Hub or not, but we share the challenges with them. We also share the challenges with the startups through a lot of our programs. So why startups? Why we have our focus point in exchange challenge and share the challenges with the startups? We want to bring a new vision. We want to bring a new way of looking into the mining sector challenges. We want the startups to bring the transformation, the culture, the agility, everything that comes together with a startup work. We also share these opportunities with the government. And it's important to say that why government? Because we work together with the communities where the sites are, so the communities around the sites. So it's important for us to understand how we are impacting them. So we have a conversation, and we have an interaction, and we have a connection with the mayors, the governors, and everybody on the government to see how we can work with them. And we also have been contacted by the governments from other countries. So countries that has innovation as a value and has a very good and developed innovation system. So countries like Canada, Israel, United Kingdom, and Germany, they come and talk to us, and Netherlands also came and talked to us about bringing new technologies and also bringing new startups to work with us. So this way, we are bringing new technologies from abroad and to share with the mining sector, to share with the mining business. We also have a lot of connections and also share the challenges with the universities and also with some science and technology institutions around Brazil. And soon we will have this interaction internationally. So we discuss with them the hard science challenges, the more complex challenges that will need uh, more time to be developed and will need basic and fundamental points to be developed. So the university can come to work with us in order to give us some hints and some solutions of these complex challenges. So we take all of this information and we bring back inside Mining Hub, where we work especially with the startups and universities and researchers, and to bring the solution. We have a lot of programs that you can take a look at our website. We have programs to solve these challenges and then bring back to the mining sector some solutions of normally of high impact and low investment. And together with these solutions, we also bring transformation, a new culture, an agile mindset, and some knowledge. So this is how we work. And you can see that we working this way, we get a lot of information, and that enables us to think and build a new future to the mining sector in Brazil. So Camila? So here you can see the associated mining companies that we have nowadays. They are 22 mining companies that are working with us at the moment, and a lot of different minerals and concentrates and metals that are produced by them, and they come to Mining Hub to work on a collaborative way. Camila? We also have some associated suppliers that are working together with us on the development of these challenges that are common to the sector. So we have companies of different outputs, like consulting companies, construction companies, engineering companies. So everybody that supply services and products and equipment to the mining sector. Camila? We also have some partners. And as Camila said, Neo Ventures is one of the partners of Mining Hub, and they support us. They work with us on the operationalization, sorry about that, of our startup programs. And IBRAM is the Brazilian Mining Association that work with us on the administrative part, or every administrative area that we need support. They help us a lot with that. And they also introduce us to many Brazilian mining companies. WeWork is where we are located. We rent one whole floor from WeWork, so we work with them on the innovation communities and also on the space that we have, from physical space that we have nowadays. Of course, that nowadays we are working from home because of the pandemic times, but I can assure you that as soon as we can go back to the office, this is a very nice place to go and visit if you are here in Belo Horizonte in Brazil. Goulart and Colepiccolo Advogados, it's a law firm that helps us with a lot of legal issues that we have, not problems, but contracts and partnerships, this type of legal issues that we have to deal on a daily basis. FTC is Fundação Dom Cabral. It's a very famous business school around here in Belo. And they help us a lot with strategic planning and also bringing MBA students to talk about our business model and share with us different ways of working, business models. Microsoft is the company that everybody knows. So they are helping us on the Office 365 and a lot of other softwares that are developed by them. They are also helping us allowing our startups to participate on the Microsoft Startup Program that bring a lot of benefits to the startups, like the access to Azure, the cloud, and also to some softwares, including the Office 365. So it's a very good partnership. Camila? Now I will talk a little bit about MSTART and how it works. So I hope you can see the drawing, but I will explain all the steps that we have around this program for you to understand how we work and how is the process that you are going to apply for. So up to now, we have been dealing with the setup of this cycle, which means that the very first step is to talk to the associated mining companies and ask them to send to us the challenges that they think we should work on this cycle. Just a reminder, we have 6 themes that they can send us the challenges about the 6 themes, which are water management, residue and waste management, operational efficiency, health and safety, social development, and also alternative sources of energy. So looking at these 6 themes, they send us some challenges, and then we made some workshops around these themes, and then we choose, together with the mining companies, the 15 challenges that we should work on this cycle. After this prioritization, what happens is that the mining companies are classified to be sponsors of the challenges. So they will invest some money on the development of the solution. They will also open the site for the startup to develop the solution of the challenge. And they will also bring some experts to work with the startup in order to bring the solution and solve the challenge. This is a very important point because working together with a mining company to develop the proof of concept, it brings to the startup a lot of benefits that I already told you. And also, it's a very interesting point of this program is that all the knowledge and the intellectual property that is developed during the proof of concept belongs to the startup. So this is very important for you. And we know that the mining company will not have any part of this intellectual property, neither Mining Hub. So everything belongs to the startup. So you are free to negotiate this with any company inside Mining Hub and after the development also outside Mining Hub. So this is a very important point. And if you notice, I explained it before, the mining company will invest some money in the development of the solution, not in the development of the startup itself. So we will bring to you clients, investors, not angel investors. So they are not allowed to buy any shares of the startups while they are developing the proof of concept. So this program is recognized to be IP-free and equity-free. So this is a very important, those 2 points are very important for the startups. So pay attention to that and apply and come to work with us. After you have the proof of concept development, you will have the demo day. And the demo day is that day that you're going to share the solution that you developed together with the mining company. You're going to share with everybody because it's a public event. So it's very important for you to understand how we work. And all these details you can see at our website, mininghub.com.br. We have a Portuguese version and we also have an English version. So please feel free to go there and take a look at all the programs that we have. And also, can send us some questions and asking for information on the by email. Okay, it's mstart5 at mininghub.com.br. They soon it's going to appear on the screen for you to send your questions, and we will be very happy to answer that for you. Now I will bring Camila back to explain the challenges and lead you to talk to the technical and experts from the mining companies that are investing now in the solutions of these challenges. Good. Hope to see some of you working with us on Cycle 5. Thank you very much for your attention, and it's a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia, for your thoughtful explanation. As everyone already knows, Mining Hub is an amazing initiative, institute, and then we have those initiatives, and we are here today to talk about specific 9 challenges of the MSTART Cycle 5, which we already are in Cycle 5. So we are more than happy to be sharing all this information with you. And thank you again, Claudia, for being with us. I'm going to
Thank you.
start then talking and presenting the 3 themes that we're going to talk about today, which is social development, safety and occupational health, and operational efficiency. And for each one of those, I'm going to call the technical team for the sponsored mining company there is sponsoring this challenge at this cycle. I'm going to start with the social development with the challenge of how to keep social engagement during the pandemic. And we are going to start with the Yamana Gold Mining Company, and I'm going to call Ivan Rigoleiro to be here with us today to explain this challenge. Welcome and good afternoon, Ivan.
Good afternoon, Camila. Good afternoon, everybody who is watching us today. Yamana Gold is a mining company for precious metals. Is a company based in Canada with operations in Canada, in Brazil, Argentina, and Chile. My name is Ivan, and I am the Director for Sustainable Development South America. I'm based in Brazil, and so my English accent is a typical Brazilian accent. We do have operations in the state of Bahia, a huge mining complex there, as well as in the Argentinian Patagonia, in the Chilean desert of Atacama in the north, as well as in the metropolitan region of Santiago. We explore gold and silver. And essentially, we brought this challenge together with Kinross, the other mining company that is a partner in this, because as we know, it is what it is. We are facing a pretty much different situation, a pandemic that we never learned how to manage or how to deal with a pandemic situation in none of the universities or colleges that we took, no matter if it was engineering, social sciences, human sciences, business management, public management, health. We never learned how to deal with a pandemic. And one of the impacts that we can say that we are facing is in the community relations, is in the engagement with people. And we all know that on mining sector, community relations are vital to the maintaining of the social license to operate, as well as to have possibility to really produce a positive impact in the communities where mining is operating. And with that, with the pandemic, we no longer can develop the kind of relations we used to develop 1 year ago. We cannot have any more physical meetings, at least on the format that we used to have. Agglomerations are more than forbidden, and by obvious reasons we know that. And so we have to use the creativity in order to reestablish a pretty good level of social engagement. Does it mean an app? Not necessarily. It doesn't mean information technology, not necessarily. And why? Essentially because we are dealing with people from A to Z in terms of education level and in terms of understanding of the use of information technology. We are dealing with country people, we are dealing with young people, we are dealing with elder people, with senior citizens, with people who has maybe very limited skills to deal with electronic and IT devices. And this is the scenario, and this will not going to change in the short and medium term period. So we mining companies, we need to establish a new format, a new way, a new fashion to engage, to keep our social engagement and engaging people in the new scenario. We know that some of the technologies that exist do not apply. We know that we have a wide range of diversity in terms of the community interests. We have many challenges. We are in different places. And at the end of the day, to be quite honest with all of you, we don't know exactly what will be the outcome of this project, because it can be an app. It cannot be, but it also can be an app, or it can be a procedure, a practice, a thing that we are naming the social solution. What is a social solution? Can be a thing, can be a management way, can be a recipe, can be a protocol, can be a procedure that would enable us to enhance the current level of social engagement in the pandemic without the so intense contact with the people. So essentially, we are not looking necessarily for an engineering solution. We might be looking for, it can be an engineering, but it can also be a kind of a social solution, a solution much more tied with the human sciences instead of the exact sciences. So essentially, the fundamental aim is to be able to answer the question, how to keep social engagement during the pandemic. This can be answered with an electronic gadget, with an electronic tool, but also with creative approaches to this pretty important issue. I would say this is an issue that's quite common in all the mining sector. And for us at Yamana, it's been a pleasure to sponsor this project and to be part of the development of a solution that, if well developed, can serve to all mining sector, not only in Brazil, but we can easily, in the particular case of Yamana, we can easily escalate to Chile, Argentina, and maybe Canada. And in the other companies, it also have the same kind of space. This is a very important challenge. Ernest and Young report that social license to operate, in other words, community relation, is probably the most critical management element for the success of a mining operation in this year and in the upcoming future. So essentially, that's it. Camila, this is the challenge that we are proposing. We expect to receive different proposals of solutions, and it's been a pleasure to present this solution to all of you. Thanks a lot for your attention, and you have the email of Mining Hub down in the screen, and it will be a pleasure to work in this pretty challenging, and we are in the edge of the topic. We are in the frontier of the social sciences applied to an industrial sector. And it's been a pleasure to work on this innovative project. Thank you, Camila.
Thank you, Ivan, for all your contribution. I'm pretty sure it was very thoughtful, and it gave everyone a kind of what should we do and how broad it is, and what I mean. It can be all kinds of solution to a very important theme in the social development area here. Thank you so much for your explanation. Everyone, this challenge is also sponsored by Kinross, but unfortunately we couldn't get the technical team with us today. But I'm pretty sure that both Ivan and then the team from Kinross will be very happy to answer all the questions that you have. Again, we can see the email here down here. I'm going to spell it just one more time to make sure everyone has it. It's mstart5@mininghub.com.br. We are moving on to our next challenge, which is collaborative development of social initiatives. And we are going to call here today Sara Correa from Anglo America to talk a little bit about this challenge and explain with more in depth what they expect and what is the challenge they're facing right now. Thank you, Sarah, for being here with us today. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Camila. Good afternoon to you all. To you all. Thanks for your attention today. Well, my name is Sara. I am Social Performance Coordinator at Anglo American Brazil. And Anglo American is a global mining company with a portfolio that spans diamond, platinum, copper, iron ore, nickel, etc. And in Brazil, we have a nickel operation in the state of Goiás and an iron ore operation in the state of Minas Gerais. So moving to our challenge. So first of all, I will share with you a challenge faced by Anglo American in Brazil regarding the discussion of social issues that can be caused or not by the company. Anglo American in Brazil registered by different channels, such as toll-free line, through face-to-face engagements, or even through studies and diagnosis, information regarding socioeconomic issues faced by local stakeholders. These issues can be triggered or not by the company. For example, it can be the perception of increase in dust or noise caused by operation, or the increase of domestic violence among our local communities, for example. Usually, these issues are discussed in specific forums with very limited number of people. Sometimes we do not even involve external stakeholders in these discussions. Given that, we expect a solution that enable a collaborative discussion of these issues with different publics, such as communities, public authorities, NGOs, and local suppliers. We also expect that the solution enable us to carry out surveys with this public that I mentioned, and also present initiatives implemented by the company. We do not expect that the solution becomes a stockpile of demands, but rather help us to manage and develop initiatives already planned or ongoing. And finally, the solution should take into account that some of our stakeholders have connectivity issues, and it should provide quick and comprehensive access to the public that will access the solution. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Sara, for the explanation. I'm pretty sure that everyone that heard it just like she explained in detail some of the challenges that you can face and some of the things that you have to be considerate once you're once you're figuring out the solution for this challenge. So thank you so much for being here with us today. And we're gonna move on to our next challenge, which is sustainable future use of mining areas. And we also have two mining sponsoring this challenge. I'm going to start with Anglo Gold Ashanti, and we have here with us today Fernanda Gabiroba. She will explain the challenge for you a little bit. Welcome, Fernanda, and good afternoon.
Hello, Camila. Hello, everyone. I hope is everybody safe and well. Thanks for having us here, okay? As Camila mentioned, I'm Fernanda. I'm from Anglo Ashanti. We are a gold mining headquartered in South Africa. We do have operation in Australia, Africa, and the Americas, but always working with gold, okay? And we would like to share this challenge that we brought here today, and this is the sustainable future use in mine areas. This is a very relevant and common challenge that many mines face around the world, right? Actually, in fact, what we have seen historically, we have seen either abandoned areas or usually areas with a simple way of closure. And what we are bringing here, it's a more optimized and a better way to use those areas to bring more value to the areas and also to the communities around that, right? So fortunately, the concepts of reclamation and future land uses have been improved over the past decade or so. I would say basically in the past decade, in line with the trends of the sustainability, right? For all the sectors, and almost all sectors are now looking at to it, fortunately, right? And we know and we believe that this specific piece, the future use, is a key part in determining the final balance of that operation in the area. I mean, this part, the future use, will play an important role, saying if it was positive or negative having the mine operation at that area for that period when it was operational. In our case, for example, Anglo Gold Ashanti situation, we are a company mine operating here in Brazil for almost 200 years. So we do have inoperative mines. Some of them are very close to urban areas, so they do suffer occupational pressure from the urban area around. And we need to advance and improve this process of finding useful purposes of those areas. So we need technologies, methodologies, protocols. I think Ivan was pretty broad when he said, so we really need instruments to run this decision process to its most optimized results, to for all the stakeholders involved on it, right? So we are looking for those tools to help us on finding those most optimized results for the area. So the main goal here is to create those instruments that will leverage the decision-making process for finding better future uses for the mining areas. And as we put here, these solutions need to take into account the assumptions that we put here. They are unnegotiable, right? So security, economic feasibility, environmental balance, and the regional context. Those are very important. And this will guide us towards a positive legacy for the community around us, right? So I think this is a very relevant, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is very relevant. I think it's not about gold mines here. We are talking about a challenge for all type of mines. And it will be very nice to have fresh ideas and new ideas to help us on that.
Thank you, Fernanda, for your thoughtful explanation for this challenge. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we have another mining company sponsoring the challenge, but unfortunately, the technical team from London Mining wasn't able to join us today. But they are also welcome the questions. Again, we have the email down here. It works for all the mining companies. You're sponsoring the challenges. Make sure that you send the questions over here, and we will publish also some of the answers that we have there commonly being frequently asked. We're going to move on then to our next theme for today, which is safety and occupational health. And we are going to start with the remote energy lockout. And we have here with us today, the mining sponsoring is Samarco. And we have here with us today Vinicius Vilela. Vinicius, welcome. Good afternoon. And please just explain us a little bit more about this challenge.
Good afternoon, Camila, and thank you very much. And good afternoon, everybody who is with us this afternoon. And I am an electrical and automation engineer specialist at Samarco Mineração. And Samarco produce iron ore pellets, is a mining company. We have mine operation in the Minas Gerais states and a pelletizing plant in the state of Espírito Santo. And these two operation sites are connected by a 400 kilometers pipeline. So, talking about this challenge, what are the points of improvement existing in the current process that motivated the challenge? So, the first point is the energy matrix. We need this procedure, the energy matrix, to be updated every time. It should be a live process. Every change in our production facilities need to be updated in the matrix energy. And another point is we have so many padlocks in the field, and these padlocks with the risk of repeated secrecy. And we have also the issue of the exposure of the electrician to the electrical power source in front of the electrical panels. And another risk is the possibility of the mistakes by the electricians performing the lock on one device and employees working on another device. So all these are situations that could be places that could happen in our operation and in the operation of other companies. So what would be the perfect process for us? It should contain an QR code, for example, on each device that allows to identify all the energies source need to be blocked for that specific device, like electric, hydraulic, pneumatic, power source, energy source, and the map, the matrix of energy should appear to the electrician and to the responsible for blocking all the energies to show him what should be blocked. Every energy source should be updated and appear in the system to ensure that all of them would be blocked. And we expect to use some wireless technology installed in smart device like smartphones or tablets with access key, and where the electrician turns off the electrical power of the panel of the motor command centers, and after that he could be exposed in front of the panel that will be already without power. And all this process being monitored by the requester, remotely monitoring by the requester. And another point is that using the same technology, employees who need to put an individual physical lock should be able to enter their codes to work in the system platform, thus eliminating the physical padlock in the field. For example, using biometrics that allows identifying who is the person that is working with this device. This biometric should be by thumb or facial, and eliminating physical padlocks in the field. And finally, what are the expected results for the solution that will be carried out by the proof of concept? Is to increase the security for blocking the power source, to greater security for blocking other source. The main source is the electrical, but all other source should be blocked and ensured to be blocked. Um, to greater the agility in this process, and greater reliability in this critical risk that is common to all companies. And so, and to ensure that the main points are to ensure that all energies are mapped, resuming all my speech, ensure that all energies are mapped and updated in the system, and ensure that all are blocked and effectiveness tested. So,
Oh, thank you,
okay, it's
Vinicius.
all.
All right. Thank you so much for your explanation. I'm pretty sure everyone that just watched it know that this is why those webinars are so important. So you are able to understand in detail where the needs and the pains of those mining companies, of the technical team, they're daily, they're facing it. So they know exactly what they need and where they're paying, right? So thank you so much, Vinicius, one more time. We are moving on to our next
Okay,
challenge,
thank you.
which which is digital management of compulsory and legal training courses. We have here with us today from Anglo American, Alessandro Molina. Alessandro, welcome. And you please explain us a little bit more about this challenge and what are your needs and expectations.
Okay, for sure. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to sharing this challenge with you. So we are going to talk about the safety requirement here for Brazil. Okay. One of the most important things that we need to ensure is that our employees is working according to the legal requirements about training that they need to have to execute their activity. Just for example, here in Brazil, we have the obligatory requirement for the employees who work with hate to be trained periodically to ensure that they have the knowledge and that they have the authority according to our legal requirement. This is only one example, but we have this requirement for confined space to operate equipment, to drive vehicles, to drive machines. And nowadays in Brazil, in both our operations in Nickel and in IOB, we have the challenge about how to manage this kind of requirements and how to manage the trainings that the employee does. So what we need and what we are looking for, it's a system or a tool that we can manage the trainings and the requirements according to each type of job, and not only relating the name of the employees. We really need the links between the kinds of the jobs that we have. And so we can link this new system or this new tool with SAP and other softwares that in other programs that we need and we have here already working. So we can ensure that the employees have all the attempts, all the requirements to execute their activity daily. So it's an important thing that we really need to do to be updated with our legal requirements here in Brazil. Basically, this is the challenge of this topic.
Thank you, Alessandro. Thank you so much for your explanation. I'm pretty sure we had a good idea now what what the company should be looking for, and writing down in their application, and what kind of solution you're expecting to see from this program, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on to our next challenge, which is online localization and vital parameters monitoring of employees. We have actually three sponsored, three mining companies sponsoring this challenge. But I'm gonna call first Ribamar Zilmar, which is this a technical team from Nexa. Who's gonna explain to us this challenge. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Camila. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Bama. I'm from Nexa Research, and I will explain more about this challenge, okay? But our mines are underground, and you have access control by beds and in the reception. The first format that you need with challenge is who is inside the mine and where is the person located. And by doing this, we can improve our communication and optimize people displacement. And very important as a plus, if the system shows the vital parameters, we can act in case any accident, okay? And we expect to control and monitor our employees in real time and a great tracking system, and you'll be integrated with the system, legacy systems, okay? You will have already tested solution using Bluetooth. It doesn't work because you don't have the infrastructure. It's very important that you say no Wi-Fi in our mines, okay? A possible difficulty in this integration is the technology infrastructure. It communicates for the systems, okay? This is very important issue for us because I think the people is this most important asset for us, okay? So I would like to thank you, Miner Rug, for the opportunity and say that we are optimistic about finding a great solution, okay? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Camila.
Thank you, Hibama. I'm sure we know more specifically about what are the things that we need to pay attention for next. You just mentioned some of the points about connections, about applications. I mean, please welcome everyone to answer. If you still have any questions, just send us the questions in the email there's appearing here in the screen, and we'll make sure that all the technical team will answer it. Unfortunately, we won't be able, London team and Valley team won't be able to be with us today to talk about the challenge, but I'm pretty sure Hibama made a great job explaining a little bit more about this challenge. So we're moving on to our next theme, which is operational efficiency. And I'm going to start with this challenge of increase of stopping and development blast efficiency. And I'm going to call Luis Fernando from Anglo Gold Ashanti to explain a little bit more about this challenge to us. Welcome, Luis Fernando. Good afternoon.
Hi, Camila. Can you listen me well? Okay.
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, I will start. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luis Fernando. I work at Anglo Gold Ashanti, and it's a pleasure be here with you today, okay? So, Anglo Gold Ashanti is one of the largest gold mines in the world, with operations in Africa and South America. In Brazil, we have two operations in Minas Gerais states and one operation in Goiás states. We have underground mining and open pit mining in this operation. Okay, so the ore project is about the increase efficiency and the fire plan in lava activity and development at the mine. Okay, this project can be implanted in some companies because almost all use explosive in your process. Okay, we have some objectives with this project that we need to activate. Okay, the first objective mitigate the risk, the involuntary detonation. You must remember the accident in Beirut port around 3 or 4 months ago. The that detonation happened and killed several people. It was a serious accident. Okay. The second objective is make administrative process explosives because there are currently is slow, is manual, and this ends up impacting directly the flow, the mine's fire plan. The third objective, the to control the process, the explosive process, okay, from the manufacturer, the purchase, the storage, and detonation at the mine. So, important information, we have already tested the RFID technology, but we have not completed the test. So we haven't the result of the technology yet, okay? But we would like test it, okay? So I invited I invite to participate this project. So this is my presentation. Is it Camila? It's you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luis, for your explanation. We are actually moving on to our next challenge. If you still have any questions, please feel free to make sure that you're going to send them to the email that we have here on the screen. We are going to move on then to our next challenge, which is suppression of raw carryback material bound to transportation systems. And I'm going to call from Nexa Resources, Guilherme Pato. Guilherme, good afternoon. Welcome. And please explain us a little bit more about this challenge.
Good afternoon, Camila. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Guilherme, and I work at Nexa Resources in Juiz de Fora do Rio. And different from the common zinc smelters, we have a recycling facility here in which we process waste materials. So these waste materials mainly come from steelmaking industry, such as waste from electric arc furnace dust and press filter cake and others. So we have faced in the back 2 years an increase in the humidity of those alternative raw materials. So this has caused those main issues in the closed feeding system, such as great variability in the closed feeding rate, such as, for example, if I set the equipments to reach us 20 tons per hour, it will vary between 15 to 21, 22. So this is not constant what we aim. So we have also obstruction in the equipments that cause us to bring people to handmade cleaning. And also as a consequence, we're exposing our employees to many different risks to do these activities. So the challenge we are launching aims the reduction of this feeding rate, great variability, and decrease our non-stops due to feeding system failure. This failure happens mainly because of the raw material, the high humidity. So we would like to some out-box thinking to help us improve our process. Just, for example, try to dry this raw material improve the equipments we already have here, or some adding new equipment to it. And for the last, I'd like to mention some alternative that we have already tried and that didn't work so well. One of them was the use of vibrators in our equipments. It didn't work so good. And the other was the coating. We used different kind of coatings and the contact area of this equipment, and we didn't have a good result of it. So this is our challenge, is to improve our feeding system. And thanks for the attention, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, Guilherme, for your explanation about this challenge. I'm pretty sure everyone is now have a little bit more of information and details about what to expect, right?
Okay, thank you.
We are gonna move on to our next challenge then, which is energy efficiency monitoring. And I'm gonna call from MRN, Paulo Araújo. Paulo, welcome, and please explain us a little bit more about this challenge. Paulo, I'm not hearing you.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, Camila, for having me. Our challenge is energy efficiency monitoring. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paulo Araújo, and I represent the MRN. First of all, I appreciate the opportunity to present MRN's second challenge in this cycle. We are working and advancing innovation process, and the Mine Hub is a huge partner for us. Mineração Rio do Norte is a bauxite mining company located in northeast region of the state of Pará. We are the middle of the Amazon rainforest, inside of national forest and a biological reserve. We have several riverside, quilombola, and indigenous communities around our area. So that brings a lot of challenges for our operation. As a reference, we are 400 kilometers from the city of Manaus and 900 kilometers from Belém. About our operation, we are the largest bauxite mining operating in Brazil, with a capacity of 18 million tons per year. We can divide our operation into a mining area that contains the mines, crushers, washing plant, and tailing dams that are approximately 30 kilometers away. In the port area that contains the dryers, maintenance facilities, product stock, and shipment, and our port here in Trombetas River. To supply energy for our entire operation, we have here a thermoelectric plant formed by 5 engines with a combined power of approximately 45 megawatts of power. So that plant that feed our operation. The biggest consumers are the industrial process here, crushings, beneficiation, and dryers, which together consume around 75% of the energy. So that brings our challenge. Our challenge is to control energy generation and consumption in real time, or the shortest possible interval, considering the operation configuration and two main parameters here. The first is the energy efficiency of our installations, kilowatt per ton. So how much energy it takes to produce 1 ton of bauxite in each facility. And the second is the specific consumption of thermoelectrical plant, kilogram of fuel per megawatt generates. So how much fuel we consume to generate 1 megawatt of energy. Those are the parameters we want to control real time and improve. The expected results of this challenge is improve the control of the consumption of energy in real time, and improve the assertiveness between supply and demand of energy here in our facilities, increase efficiency of industrial facilities and reduction of the fuel consumption in our plant by operating the engines in optimum range. That's our main challenge for our thermoelectric plant, and take the control of the whole operation and each facilities. So thanks all for attention, and we are open for the questions.
Thank you, Paulo, for your explanation. Everyone, we are actually reaching out to the end of all the challenges that we had for today. Make sure that if you still have any questions, you're gonna send the questions to the email here, mstart5@mininghub.com.br, so we can direct the questions to the technical team, and then we're gonna publish some of the answers they're most commonly asked over here too. Applications, just make sure the last couple of things that we need to make sure that you understand and you know is that applications are due on November 29th. So make sure that you have this data, this day in mind. And just a little tip, don't let it for the last day. We never know, platforms, instability, internet, we never know what can happen those days. So make sure that you plan ahead a little bit of time. But applications are due on the 29th. You can have all the information in mininghub.com.br. You have the link for the application, you have the rules and regulations, you have a explanation about the challenges, program, all the steps, everything. So this is the place to go. And again, questions just send to the email. We'll make sure that we're gonna have all the questions answered. We also are always publishing stuff in our social media channels. Make sure that you stay tuned and then you follow us. And I hope to see you in the next time. Good luck for the challenges and see you in the next time. Thank you for being with us today. Bye-bye.